Today we're going to be shooting a Glock 22, which is actually a 40 Smith & Wesson, but this one has a Lone Wolf Distributors 9mm conversion barrel in it that is threaded. And attached to that I have my Thompson Machine Isis-9 suppressor. This is actually only my second time shooting this, so I'm really looking forward to it. If you notice, no earplugs. First time I shot it, it was fairly quiet. I was just shooting in the dirt berm, so it really was pretty quiet. We've got some steel plates out here, so we'll see how they sound, see how it functions. Shoot a couple rounds into the dirt, because obviously the sound of the steel pretty much negates the effect of the silencer. It's still pretty neat though. Silencer seems to be staying tight on the barrel. The recoil booster seems to stay pretty good. I've got some anti-seize thread stuff on there so nothing gets completely gummed up. Nice thing about the Isis is it is a monocore. It's removed. You can take it out, so I can shoot the lead bullets through it, take it home, clean it up. Have no problem if I want to shoot 22s through it. I've got different end caps. It uses Gemtech multi-mount style end caps, so I've got a couple of different end caps if I want to shoot on a 22 rifle or pistol with a fixed barrel. It works just fine for that. I have an adapter to put on a carbine, which I didn't bring with me today, and I also have another bought from Gemtech, an Uzi adapter, because I have an SBR Uzi on the way. Hopefully get stamp approved here in a couple of months, and then we can have some short barrel carbine fun. About the only downfall is that the silencer is just a hair higher than the sights. You basically, it's kind of like shooting a shotgun. You just kind of hold it up and point in the right direction. I wouldn't mind finding a set of taller sights. I think Millet maybe used to make some. I'm not sure if anybody does anymore. It's not a carry gun. It's just a Plinken home defense gun, so I wouldn't mind a taller set of sights so I can actually see them over the suppressor. I've got some steel silhouettes that are 15 yards away, and as you can hear, they're not much trouble hitting them. I did want to do a quick little comparison. Like I said, the loads before were subsonic. They were my hand loads with some lead, 147 grain lead trunnicated cone. A little bit on the light side. Recoil's nice and light. As you saw, I had a couple of just barely short strokes. I might kick it up maybe a tenth of a grain or so. Functioning seemed pretty good. It's also functioned just fine in a couple of other carbines, a carbine I shot earlier today. Going to shoot a few rounds of some Cellar and Bellet 115 grain. So these are definitely going to be supersonic. Just kind of curious. You probably won't be able to hear too much on the camera, but I'm kind of curious to see what they sound like in person, being supersonic rounds. Well, apparently my gun doesn't like them. Honestly, noise is not bad. What it's doing is it's kicking back, it's flipping the case over 180 degrees and getting stuck between the barrel hood and the breech face. It's starting to load the next round into it, so when I kick the bad round out, it pulls the next live round halfway out and locks it up. So basically I'm only getting to shoot every other round. I don't know if there's just not quite enough recoil with these, with being a lighter weight bullet, to the suppressor to function because of the extra weight of the suppressor on there or what. It's not something I'm going to shoot much anyway, so just kind of curious for my own personal use. Honestly, noise isn't that much louder. You can definitely hear it. Of course, I'm only shooting the backstop's only about 30 yards away, so if it was longer range, you'd probably be able to hear it, but still not too